Hi, everyone. Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Petal. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you are all doing great. Hope you are all having a great week so far. Welcome to International Women's Day. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't know what you guys all have plans for today. It's celebrating International Women's Day. But whatever it is, I hope you guys are having or will have, depending on what time is your time zone. I hope you guys are having an incredible day so far. I hope you're celebrating your womanliness in every way. And you are being celebrated for the awesome, amazing, incredible human that you are. So I am very excited to be celebrating International Women's Day with all of you. As you know, we are a channel that supports the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry, Meghan, Archie, Baby Lily, Mama Doria, Poola Guy, the chickens, and all of us here at Sussex Squad. Oh, and Mama Mia. Can't forget that girl, Mama Mia. So yeah, this is us, the crazy ones celebrating International Women's Day. And boy, there's been a lot of stuff happening on International Women's Day. But before we get to that, I want to say hi to our awesome women and all of our wonderful advocates who support us women as well, celebrating this day. So I want to say hi to all of our friends in the chat. Oh my goodness. Many of you are here so far. So let's see, I'm going to scroll all the way up along with our 193 that's online and may not necessarily be in the chat at the moment. But our awesome moderator, Church Nelly, is here. Hello, Church Nelly, and all of our awesome squaddies in South Carolina. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see who else is here. Oh, Mary H is here, and Makagaza. Goodness, I can't speak anymore. Is here with us. Hello, hello, hello. Jan Martin is here. Hello, our awesome moderator Karen M is here. Hello, Karen. And Black Queen is here, and Victoria Fabre. Television character Victoria Fabre, and Carol is here, and Dolores, and Elaine, and Annie. Oh my goodness, thank you guys so much. And Kay Costello, and our awesome moderator Lydia is here. Hello, Lydia. And Lorna is here, and Emerald is here, and Gwendolyn. Hello, guys. I'm so happy to hang out with you all on this International Women's Day. Gerda is here, and Kanitha. Hello, hello, my awesome women. Shoda says he is here. Oh, wait. Oh, why is this not clicking on you there, Cho? Why is not doing it? There we go. There we go. There we go. We got you there, Cho. Let's see who else is here. Oh, I see a couple of people have donated. B10 Power is here. Thank you so much, B10 Power, for your donation. I so appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Compton Caligal is here. Danielle is here. Janice Bassani. All the women are here. Oh my goodness. This is going to be awesome. Sonia Sistrin is here. Ma Jones is here. Hello, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, Janet Lavalley, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your super sticker. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. And one of our supporters, Joseph, is here. Hello, Joseph. Welcome, welcome. And Luna is here. And Sonia. Thank you, guys. That's awesome. This is so awesome. Oh, my peeps are here hanging in the chat. Oh, Black Queen, thank you so much for your super sticker. I appreciate it. Oh, my gosh. You guys are so generous. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Ghislaine and April May is here, and Christine is here, and all of our other friends who are here. We're going to say hello to you as we go along. But again, it's International Women's Day. And boy, if you haven't, if you haven't been on social media, well, shock of shocks, today, welcome to Princess Lilibet. Her Royal Highness is herself. And I just so love this. You never know what to expect from Harry and Meghan. And I think that's why they're so exciting, and why the British press will not, other than the fact that they're racist and just horrible. But another reason is because you never know what to expect from them. you're always on your toes, and it's always something exciting and give you stuff to talk about. And you know, so on this wonderful day in the year of our Lord 2023, you know, March the 8th, International Women's Day, welcome to Princess Lilibet. I mean, of course, she's been princess since, you know, King Charles became king, but today it was revealed that yes, she is fully embracing her royalness and her, oh, I should have put a princess crown on her or something. I didn't think about it at the time, but the crown is there. She doesn't need a crown. She has a crown no matter what, you know. But yes, King and also Prince Archie. But in our book, it's King Archie. But you know, let's not quibble about names. But yes, so and then the wonderful news as well that that baby Lilibet, who's you know now is her Royal Highness herself, was christened over the weekend, and now we know why the Daily Mail was you know following Tyler Perry's jet around California over the weekend. It was really creepy. You know, and I know people do stuff like that. Like I've seen where people are following what's her name? Taylor Swift's plane. And I mean, that is just, it's creepy that people do stuff like that. But people do. And Daily Mail was one of them. Well, they are always creepy, but you know, it was just ew. But anyway, so now we know what that was. I mean, how would they know to follow? I mean, and again, I haven't paid attention. I don't know that they have followed his plane before. You know, again, I haven't paid attention to what they do in terms of Tyler Perry, but it, you know, it was very much a thing over the weekend where they were following his plane, and they have paparazzi following his plane and photographing him and all that stuff. And so now we know why. And it's like, how would they have known to follow Tyler Perry's plane over the weekend and all of that stuff? Somebody leaked that. And where do you think that leak came from? But anyway, let's not dwell on that. The wonderful thing is that our wonderful, Her Royal Highness herself, was christened over the weekend, and you know, apparently they had a great time. They gave the story to People, which people seem to be their magazine of choice, where they have been releasing exclusive stuff lately. They've been going to People, so that's and Harry also gave them an interview when he was promoting Spare. So it seems to be their you know, they always call it their magazine of choice for the minivan variety, you know, those moms who, you know, that's you know, Meghan is a mom, so that's their market there. And so so they got the exclusive, and of course broadcasted around the world. And it's funny to watch the British press try to get exclusive out of that exclusive. You know, but it's wonderful. I was like, okay, you know, so Lilibet is all christened. Tyler was there, and you know, apparently according to People, 30 other people were there. And also they invited the royals, Charles and Camilla, and William and Kate, and neither one showed up. And that shouldn't be shocking to anyone, because we remember Lilibet, as you can see at the bottom, celebrated her first birthday right there in Windsor, right there at Frogmore, right there, you know, as they were doing the Jubilee last year. Only the kids, and I think it's the kids from you know, Zara and maybe Peter Phillips' kids showed up. Charles and Camilla didn't show up. William and Kate and their kids, none of them showed up. None of them showed up for Lilibet's birthday. And so it's not surprising that none of them would show up for her christening either. So I dare people to be talking about, you know, having an attitude when, you know, if and when we hear Harry and Meghan say, you know what, thanks, but you have not shown up for us, so therefore we will not be showing up for you. You have not shown up for your grandkids, even while they were right there under your nose, until you needed someone to throw under a bus and hide behind when that, you know, taking cash from the Bin Laden family happened. You needed two babies to hide behind. That's when King Charles even acknowledged that they met, you know, and that was not at their baby Lily's birthday, because they didn't show up. So what is the excuse that they're going to give why King Charles could not have gotten on a plane and come to baby Lily's christening? What is the excuse that William was going to give and Kate going to give why they didn't show up? So again, if we hear Harry and Meghan say, no, thank you, and I don't know what their choice is going to be, if they're going to go or not. Would I be shocked if they go no? Because they're principled people. They are not petty people. They will do it. I guess he's the king, and that's Harry's father. So I wouldn't be surprised if he decided to be the one to show up for them, even when they don't show up for him. I wouldn't be surprised if they decided to be the bigger people. Sometimes it's like, you don't always have to be the bigger person. I'm petty. I'm like, But again, Harry and Meghan are not me. I embrace my petty. And I go where I'm celebrated. So, and I don't always feel like being the big person at all, in any sense of the word. So again, we're all different. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if they decided to go. But I will really celebrate if they decided to not go and be like, you weren't there for me. So I better not hear anyone be like, Harry and Meghan should be there. It's their father, whatever. Because again, here is Prince Charles given another opportunity to show up for his granddaughter, and he refused to show up. Here's an opportunity for him to show up for his son in their biggest moments, and he didn't show up. So there you go. But enough about them. I am just going to celebrate our girl, our Royal Highness herself, Princess Lilibet. And I don't care about titles, but I know there's like a meltdown going on Twitter. There's nothing they can do. The palace has to honor it. The only thing, and I'm glad they did this, because they're going to let Prince, if Charles want to do anything, he's going to have to take these titles from them and show himself up to be the petty person that he actually is. Just the way he decided to take Frogmore, which they paid for, they're giving him now, okay, you want to take stuff? Go take our children's titles, because this is their rightful title. And so I am glad Harry and Meghan did this. They invited them, because again, the title is their rightful title. So you might as well give it to them and let them use it. So let's see King Charles take the title from his two biracial grandchildren. He is petty enough to do it. He is stupid enough to do it. He is clueless enough to do it, and he's living in a bubble. So yeah, of course, they'll be like, no, of course, people would be fine with it. And you know what? Many in the UK probably will be. Many in the UK probably will be, would be happy, because they're right now screaming on Twitter. And I'm not saying Twitter represents all of the UK, but it's a good part of them, So, but anyways, I am happy that Harry and Meghan are so smart how they're doing this. I love it. I love it, because what they're doing is showing them up and they're proving their point. So it's just, I love it. I absolutely love it. And I love these pictures. Oh, I wonder if she's like, I know, kids, they change it every week. It looks like they change. Their faces change. So it'd be interesting what she looks like now. But I don't want them to post any pictures or anything like that. But I love the fact, again, that they released this on International Women's Day. I love the fact that they're embracing our baby Lily's womanliness, our future womanliness. And I also do it because I'm petty. Because that other one in the UK decided to cosplay military and in military fatigues and all of that nonsense. And it's just like, nobody's paying her attention. So maybe I shouldn't have either. But I'm glad that baby Lily is there. Nobody's paying her attention. I was like, how dare you? When y'all treat an actual soldier who fought in the war, did 2 tours of service, and you treat him, like garbage, and you're sitting there cosplaying. I couldn't even. But so I'm glad that baby Lily has come and knocked her all far away. We're not even going to talk anymore about that. But yes, awesomeness. I'm just going to jump in the chat, see what you guys are saying about all this. And yeah, I hope you're celebrating. I really hope you are. Before I even jump in the chat, people who they gave the exclusive to, it's a little bit about it. It says, Meghan and Harry's daughter, Princess Lilibet, christened in intimate California ceremony. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are celebrating the christening of their daughter, Princess Lilibet Diana. People exclusively confirmed that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex held a christening for their 21st 20-month-old daughter last Friday in a small intimate ceremony at their home in Montecito. When reached by People, a spokesperson for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex says, "I can confirm that Princess Lilibet Diana was christened on Friday, March 3rd, by Bishop of Los Angeles, the Reverend John Taylor. According to a source, Meghan 41 and Harry 38. It's like, why do you even need to put their ages? Extended an invite to King Charles, Queen Camilla, Prince William, and Kate Middleton. They were not in attendance. And so it looks like what it is, somebody leaked. As I said, there's a reason why they were following Tyler Perry's plane. Somebody leaked it, most likely from the UK. They leaked it, and so they approached them and they confirmed it. Yes, that happened. But it's interesting that the Sussexes, literally all they said was that, yes, I can confirm that she was christened, and who the bishop was. They didn't get from Harry and Meghan that they invited Queen Camilla, William, and Kate. They got it from a quote-unquote source. And so that, just to correct myself on that, they got it from a source, not Harry and Meghan. And so it goes on to say, an insider tells People that there were 20 to 30 guests at the Friday intimate gathering, including Meghan's mom, Diana Ragland, Lilibet's godfather, Tyler Perry, and an unnamed godmother. Following the ceremony, the attendees were treated to an afternoon of food, dancing, and Archie enjoying a dance with his little sister. However, they got that information. I have no idea, because that did not come from the spokesperson at Sussex Land. So yeah, someone definitely leaked it. And again, there's a reason why a British tabloid had their paparazzi following Tyler Perry's plane. So I can only imagine who got this. But the Sussexes confirmed with them, so they could have confirmed it with anyone. They chose People. So there you go. And again, Harry did an interview with them, so it seems like they are comfortable, confirming things with People. And also, People went on to talk a little bit about their title, their titles as Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. Why Meghan and Prince Harry's kids are now have royal titles. Well, they've always had it, but, let's see what People says. Upon the death of Queen Elizabeth in September, Harry's father became king, and as grandchildren of the monarch, 3-year-old Archie and 1-year-old Lilibet were afforded titles of prince and princess. People understands the titles will be used in formal setting and not in everyday use. Just as how Harry and Meghan basically use Duke and Duchess when you see it on letterhead, etc. The rule was established by King George V after he issued a Letton's patent in 1970 that read, "The children of the sons of any such sovereign in the direct male line," so sexist, save only the eldest living son of the eldest son of the Prince of Wales, shall have and enjoy in all occasion the style and the title enjoyed by the children of the dukes of these realms. I'm like, oh, English, please, bonnet English. Anyway, King Charles is king. Just in case you didn't know how it works, King Charles, whoever is the monarch, their grandchildren are automatically prince and princess. And this is what they were trying to take away from Harry and Meghan when Archie was born, which Meghan talked about in the Oprah interview. They wanted to change the George V Convention, where Archie and Lilibet do not get the princess title. That letter of patent to take it away has not, at least to our knowledge, has not been done. So they automatically are prince and princess. The moment the Queen died and King Charles became king, they were prince and princess. Harry and Meghan had not acknowledged it until now. So there you go. And so apparently the palace is, apparently this is what royal reporters are saying. Take, again, a cup of salt with anything royal reporter. Right now, if you go on the royal family website, they are still listed as Master Archie and Miss Lilibet. So apparently they said that they're going to change it in time. I mean, it takes literally 2 seconds to do this. Go online and do it. That's all it takes. But as the palace machine is like, decades years old, and they're thinking, and it seems like their fingers are decades years old, or hundreds years old, that it takes 100 years to go online and to change something that'll take you 2 seconds to do. But whatever. So apparently they are going to honor it now that Harry and Meghan have, decided to embrace that for their children. And again, some people are still like, oh, but they said that they weren't going to. Harry and Meghan never said they didn't want it. Meghan specifically said they wanted to take it away. And she specifically said that it's not their right to take away their children's legacy, which she's absolutely right. Whatever you think, whatever you think about titles, which are ridiculous. I mean, I couldn't care less about titles, but in this realm, this is their legacy. This is their, this is their legacy. This is who they are. This is their thing, and nobody has a right to take it away from them. And so, if Prince Charles wants to do it, he's going to have to issue a letter. He's gonna have to do it, and to take it away from two biracial. Go ahead. That would be something. So I'm glad Harry and Meghan are doing this and putting it right there and letting the world see, because if you want to be petty and you want to be vindictive, go take those titles from those two babies. Yep. Anyways, enough of that. Actually, before we even get to this, I'm going to jump in the chat and see what you guys are saying. Just want to get your thoughts on that before we get to a little bit of International Women's Day. Let's see. Diane Hawkins says, let the haters think Godfather Tyler Perry, the rapper, gifted Lily her own private 747 jet, part ownership of the Atlanta Falcons team, and their own movie studio. How nice for a little princess. I'm telling you, right? And plus, I mean, on the episode I did yesterday, that was, the video, I was talking about Tyler is in talks to buy BET. And I was saying, I would love if that could be something, I could totally see that being something he does with Harry and Meghan, it was just it was just my fantasy, but would I be shocked? No, not at all. That would be actually nice, So yeah, let them cry over this. Look, Archie's godfather's got his own private jets, got his own private studio that Hollywood is like, all over there. Like, that's where they film all their stuff. Tyler is doing amazing things in the world. I mean, goodness. Archie is probably like, shoot, you locked out, man. Can I adopt Tyler as my godfather too? Let's see. Oh, hello, Claudia. She's saying hi to Elaine. How is everything over there? Ruth Lopez says, reason not to go. Harry and Meghan never bowed to their abusers, and the tabloids should be denied any profit from pictures of them. I'm totally in agreement. Of course, I mean, if they choose to go, I respect their decision. They are grown people. They know what is best for them and their family. So I respect that. I won't be covering anything in the UK. I'm just going to be covering Archie's birthday, whatever celebration the squad is doing, which I actually made a mess of the last time and forgot to bring back. But next time. Let's see. Oh, Ruth said, reason not to go. Minor children in the royal line of succession are legally in the king's custody. If something happens to Harry, they should take their kids. They could take the kids from Meghan legally. Abolish the monarchy. Well, I think that'll be a problem because Archie is, I think I would assume by now he is, he has dual citizenship, and also Lily is American. So you can't just go take an American kid. So that would be an international mess. And Charles, they're not into children. I mean, I don't know how much they have to prove to people that, there's always this thing like, yeah, the queen is, it's her kid. But if you look at their examples, they're not going to go out of their way to take somebody's kids because they're not into kids. They're not into children. I mean, look at the mess he made with Harry's life. Can you imagine Charles and Camilla, wanting somebody? Charles is not into kids. What is he going to do with them? So yeah, no, I don't think Charles is gonna be, the press like to say how Charles loves his grandkids and how he misses them and all. He wants to have a relationship with them. Look at the things that Charles has done in his relationships with Harry and Meghan. I mean, again, I literally was just saying, he was right there when Lily would turn 1. He was right there. He didn't even show up for that. He literally just got christened. He didn't show up for that. They literally, even with William's kid, they had to literally shame Charles into spending time with his grandkids, William's kids. Shame him into doing it. He is not into kids. So this idea that Charles is going to go out of his way to take kids, Now, he'll go out of his way to take your money. He'll go out of his way to take your property. But he's not going to go out of his way to take kids. He don't like kids. It's not his thing. The Queen was the same way. They're not kids people. They don't like little children. And so people like to ascribe these feelings and these maternal and paternal feelings onto them. They don't have any. None of them have any. Camilla may have to her kids and her grandkids, yes, I'm sure, because people say that she has, whether she does or not, but they seem to say, they seem to think, say that she does. But Charles never. He's not into kids. If the camera is there and they basically, I remember there was one thing where he was there with Diana, and I think it was somebody in the press say, look like a family or something, or pretend you're a family. It was some stupidness like that. And it's just like, he's not into it. So I seriously doubt Charles would be doing any of that. Plus, again, I just went off on a tangent there, but yeah. Diane says, I agree, Lola. At the very best, this says to me the kids won't be heading to the UK anytime soon. Otherwise, they would have waited for the ceremony to happen there. Yeah, that's what I was thinking that since they had the ceremony, maybe they were trying to hold on to it and they would do it there. But then with all this nonsense with the, evicting them and all that stuff, that could, because again, that happened back in January. Harry and Meghan are probably like, oh no, no, we're just going to do our stuff here and stay home. And, so I don't see them, since they're doing or did the thing here. I don't see them either going or taking the kids. So I'm agreeing with you. I don't think the kids are going anywhere near there. And right now I'm seriously doubting that Harry and Meghan are going anywhere near there. Or else I would have thought they would have had it there, like they, apparently apparently this is what the narrative was, that they wanted to do it in the summer at the Jubilee, but for whatever reason that didn't happen. But again, I don't know. That's what the saying was. I don't know if that was true. Hello, Adorable says Harry and Meghan extended an olive branch to the monsters in the palaces. Yes, that olive branch that just would not go away. Yep. And they declined, and nobody could tell me and, do the excuse of, give a proper excuse as to why King Charles and William did not show up, And it could be like, oh, well, because of the book, whatever. I was like, no, if you're expecting to do all that stuff to Harry and him show up for you and want him to show up for you at the coronation, then you don't have any excuse for not showing up for him and his kids. So, yeah. So don't be surprised if Harry's like, nah, we thought about it and we ain't coming. So, yep. Hi, Betty. Betty's like, hi, everyone. Happy International Women's Day. I'm cooking right now, so I just listened. Ooh, what you cooking, love, Betty? What you cooking? Send some. Black Reed is like, military fatigue. Oh, believe me, I'm telling you, it's just like, girl, just don't. Just really don't. B10 Powell says Charles is going to depart this earth one day and he will go like Miss Will's goat, legs and arms in the air, gasping for, clutching at nothing. Disgusting. I don't know who Miss Will's goat is, but that's alarming. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, people choose what they'd rather be holding on. It's like, what they'd rather be holding to. I guess, in those days when, his time comes, I guess he thinks he's taking the titles with him and the monarchy with, I don't know. You would think when you're later on in your life like this, you would embrace family, but I guess not. I guess not. Ruth says, Nelly, Harry and Meghan, they wouldn't go now if the royal family can't be there for Lily. Why should Harry and Meghan be there for Upchuck? But that's my thing too. It's like, not only do they do that, not only not show up, it's like you take their money, you take the security, take their money. I'm sorry, take basically cut off their funds, take their security, take their home, don't show up for them and their kids. Why should they show up for you? Literally, why should they? So yeah. Let's see. Lola says, I think Charles is still going to try to take the titles with the latest snub. I'm even more convinced that Harry and Meghan are not going to attend the coronation. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's going to try. And maybe that is why Harry and Meghan are not making it a secret. They're putting it out there for the world to see and to let him take it. I believe, because that title has been there the whole time. They had not mentioned it. And then, it could just be like, okay, it's International Women's Day. But I believe this is part of the reasons why Harry and Meghan have put that out there. So for the world to see it for themselves, and they don't have to make an announcement that, oh, Charles took the title, but the world could see for themselves. This is what he's doing. So yeah. Let's see. Church Nelly says, Harry and Meghan should not attend that coronation. That coordination, they will be used and abused by the British monarchy media again. Yeah, I mean, we saw what they did to them at the Queen's funeral. I mean, that was just, oh goodness, I just can't even with that. But yeah, if I were them, that would be my choice. But again, we all think differently. We're on the outside looking in. They are going to decide what is right for their family. But I totally agree. I wouldn't go. Again, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. Please believe. Blackweed says, I hope the derangers scream themselves into another dimension. Happy riddance. I know. They are definitely screaming. They are definitely screaming. They were not expecting this today, that's for sure. Oh, Kukua. Hello, Kukua. I haven't seen you on here before. Welcome. Kukua says, Casey should have sent the UK ambassador to represent him at Montecito. Well, since the ambassador is not the father, I don't think that would have been appropriate. Yeah, I mean, Harry talks about not having, he want a relationship with his father, his family, not with the institution. This is part institution. So, I mean, I would have been to where it's like, even if, like, say his office contacted me, it would have been no. If my father wants to contact me, he could pick up a phone. I would not even accept something from his office, because who are his press secretary especially is Tobin Andrade from the Daily Mail. I wouldn't have anything to do with them. Like, look, if my family wants to contact me, Charles could pick up a phone, William could pick up a phone, or whomever they could pick up a phone instead of their secretaries and press secretaries doing it. So that's where I'd be, but who knows? But let's see. Oh, Ruth says, so the UK tabloids that leak and lie about everything for the royal family had no idea that Harry and Meghan had invited the royal family to the christening, and they didn't go. The royal family do not want that in the news. Of course not. Of course not, because it's about Harry and Meghan. It's, if Harry and Meghan decide to not go to the coronation, it would have been, how Harry and Meghan are all the, pick an adjective to describe how awful they are that they wouldn't show up for their father. Now, this has put a wrench into that narrative, because now there's they didn't show up for Harry's kids either. They didn't show up for the narrative. It also puts a wrench into the, oh, Charles, they're denying Charles an opportunity to get to know his grandkids. That was a narrative that's been happening as well. That, oh, Charles misses his grandkids and how the kids love to hear stories about granddad and all that mess. That's all the, you see screenshots upon screenshots on Twitter going back and forth about this nonsense. And all of that narrative is now, I'm glad, because, we all know that's a lie. Now that all is squashed, because now people are seeing like, oh, they had opportunities to go and have a relationship and chose to not. So there you go. So I'm all for the killing all of their narratives. Of course, I'm sure they'll come up with more, but I'm all about that. Let's see. Tiger Cub. Hi, Tiger Cub. How are you? Tiger Cub says, now I really don't want the Sussexes to go to the clown show, and the family has shown time and time again how little they think of them. Why should Harry and Meghan crawl for them? There you go. Yep. I totally agree. Beaton is like, sometimes petty is good. I am telling you, you got to put up those boundaries. There are days like I fully embrace my pettiness. And it's like, nah, that's not going to do. So, yeah. Let's see. But anyways, let's move on from this because, again, today is International Women's Day. And one of the things we remember from Sussex Royal, that's actually still there. It's an archive. It's Instagram. It's just there, sitting there. Harry and Meghan are not going to be using it. So this was on Harry and Meghan's website when it was there. It says, each time a woman stands up for herself without knowing it, possibly without claiming it, she stands up for all women. And that's a quote from Maya Angelou. And it's so apropos for today because, every time we stand up for ourselves, we stand up for other women. And so it behooves us to stand up for ourselves in whatever way and in whatever situation that there is, that's happening. And so with International Women's Day, one of the things I love and I absolutely love is how the kind of impact that women have on the world. And I've been always so amazed at the impact of Meghan's words on women around the world. And you think of, so many women and so many situations. And, you think of, say within the royal family per se, I couldn't tell you a quote from the Queen. I can't tell you anything she's ever said that is quoted around the world, or Camilla, or Kate, or any of the royals. I could not, think of a quote. But one of the things that's been amazing, well, here's Misan celebrating Meghan, and I will always love this. Always love this outfit on her. It's just so powerful. But we'll get back to Misan in a second. But one of the things I absolutely love is that Meghan's words have been so powerful that organizations around the world are always quoting the things she says. And it also speaks to the impact she has on her commitment to women around the world and issues of women and advocating for women, that all these organizations are forever quoting her things. And, this International Women's Day is no exception. And the majority of them are quoting this from Rwanda, Bridges of Justice. It says, when girls are given the right tools to succeed, they create incredible futures, not only for themselves, but also for those around them, by Meghan Markle. Happy International Women's Day. And not just them, quoting that. The Feminilla Africa also quoted that, all celebrating International Women's Day. And Dream Media Radio quoting it, celebrating. Sosora quoted it. And it's quoted it, Plum Pharmacy Agravert. They're, Happy International Women's Day. They're quoting it. Atal Incubation. This is actually also from India. They're quoting the same quote. It is just amazing. And I just think like, wow, the power that this is and how powerful it is that words. And I think that's the thing that Meghan, she always wanted her words for people, not just, Meghan is beautiful and amazing, but the thing that means the most to her is people paying attention to what she says and the things that that she advocates for. And this is just a testament to that it is just like all of these and these are only 6. There's like tons of them, and then some of them are quoting different ones, but these are only 6 of them, and they were all on Twitter celebrating International Women's Day and all using this quote. And I just think it's so amazing, to see the power of her words and how much it means to these organizations, and they're using it to encourage and inspire their people, and also calling to action their people. And again, I can't think of one thing as long as the Queen has been there, that is something that is quotable, that is inspiring people around the world. I mean, the only thing I could think of is when she was saying, this year, whatever, that she is going to be serving the country until, I don't know, her last breath or whatever it says. I don't remember. But something like that when she was a young girl and accepting, being queen and all that. I think that was like her first speech. That's the only thing. But there's nothing nowhere near as powerful as this, where organizations are using it to inspire, and organizations around the world, including the US. So I just think it is absolutely, absolutely fantastic. I love it. It is just, and again, it just speaks to the power of her words, the power of just how much people respect her and how much her work on behalf of women is appreciated and celebrated. So for me, kudos to Meghan. Whether we see her specifically today or not, I think today is probably just celebrating Princess Lily, Her Royal Highness's day, and that'll be it. But whether we see her or not, or if she says anything specifically about International Women's Day or not, she can take great strength in knowing that what she has said and done in the past has made such an incredible difference. So kudos to Meghan and all of our wonderful International Women's Day. So anyway, moving on from International Women's Day, Prince Harry, by the way, who is going to be on the Better Up event today at 5:00 Eastern time. So don't be sleeping or anything. Watch it. I don't know. Everybody is on different time zones, but so he's going to be there with Alex Robichaud later on today. I think they said it was at 5:00. I should have brought it in and I forgot. But the link is in our community page, so you can always check the times. But he's going to be speaking. They're going to be doing I don't know if it's a Q&A, but maybe just a discussion about Better Up. But Prince Harry, this was released today. Prince Harry's lawsuit against publishers of the Daily Mirror newspaper over allegations of phone hacking will go on trial in May, a judge in London High Court ruled. So May is going to be quite an interesting time for the royals, because Prince Harry is going to be because, as we know, he's taking a lot of the the news titles out there to court, and so it's going to be interesting. So I don't know exactly. They didn't say exactly what day. Wouldn't it be interesting? It's like, we're doing it May 4th or May 6th, sorry. No, that's going to be a day for the coronation. But it'll just be very interesting. Again, coronation is in May, and this case is going to be in May. But it says, Prince Harry's lawsuit against the publisher of the Mirror over allegations of phone hacking will go on trial in May. A London court a judge at London High Court ruled on Monday. Harry, the Duke of Sussex, is one of several public figures whose lawsuit against the Mirror newspaper, MGN, will be considered at the trial. Judge Timothy Fancourt ruled on Wednesday, today, that Harry's case, which alleges unlawful information gathering on behalf of MGN's journalists between 1996 and 2011, should be part of the trial. And another clip of it says David Sherburn, who is Harry's lawyer, a lawyer representing Harry and other claimants, earlier told the court that Harry would be the only witness relied upon in this case, raises prospect of the prince entering the witness box to give evidence. So whether he has to do it in person or via Zoom or something, or, secure connection, however, we'll see. Fancourt said on Wednesday that he thought Harry will not settle his case based on what he says in his witness statement, which is not publicly available, as well as everything he has said outside of these proceedings. So the lawyer is like, no, I don't think Harry is going to be settling this case. So I think Harry wants it to go to court so that people will, and then it be public so that people will understand the breadth and the length to which the newspapers go to hack, to blag, and all of that stuff, and to illegally gather people's private information. One of the reasons that a lot of people don't know fully what the Sun has been doing is because it's so expensive to take a newspaper to court, and a lot of people just don't have the funds to be able to carry out. Look at how long Meghan's court case was. The only reason Meghan was able to stay the course until the end and not settle is because she has the money. Most people don't have that kind of money. So even Sienna Miller, who is an actress, who is, by now a millionaire probably, she couldn't afford to stay the course of that and had to take a settlement where she couldn't say fully the full length and breadth of what the Sun did to her. And so this is the kind of thing. So a lot of time they would, the Sun especially has been settling a lot of lawsuits. So again, if you see the Sun fold and they go up bankrupt, this is going to be because they have hundreds of lawsuits against them and they're settling it. And part of that settlement is that people, they don't want, when you settle, I think one of it is that people don't say fully what happened and what they did to them, and so the Sun is never gonna say that what they did. And so this is the thing, they rather settle so people don't know. And Harry's like, no, I want the world to know. Even if I lose, I want the world to know what y'all have been doing. So that's why the lawyer is like, I don't, with all the things he said, I don't think he wants to settle this. Harry wants people to know, he wants it out there, because the papers have been able to hide. And then if you look at even the Sun's case, I'm using them as an example, what they have been arguing in court is barring the press, the other press, from reporting accurately and on the court proceedings. They want it all to be private. This is a newspaper that always is like screaming and yelling about, free speech and free speech and free speech. Yet in this case, they're literally gone to court to put a gag order on newspapers for reporting under their court cases. And it's just like, and I guess they've been allowed to do it. And that's why they get away with this. So I think Harry does not want to settle because of that. So we will see. We'll see what day in May this court case is. But again, May is going to be uncomfortable and very interesting. And moving on to those on Shutter Island. I saw this today and I was like, I had to laugh because I was like, are you serious? I'm just going to move myself out of the way there so you can see this clearly, and also move my little banner. If you're new here and you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and click the notification bell so you know when we drop a video. So we'll come back to the rest later. But this popped up today as well, International Women's Day. So yes, let's celebrate Queen Consort Camilla. Oh, Queen Camilla, since we're, completely disregarding the Queen to saying she wanted her to be Queen Consort. We've already covered that, Charles and Camilla basically just disregarded what the Queen's wishes were. She is Queen Camilla. So today, the Independent, that's right, the Independent newspaper has crowned Camilla Independent's most influential women of 2023. Never mind, 2023 is only 3 months old. Not even. We are 2 months and I don't know, what is today? And 8 days old. But yes, she's the most influential in 2023. Yes, by Independence. Except when you realize and when you think about what the independent newspaper is, there is Camilla with this certain gentleman called Gordy Gregg. Yes, Gordy Gregg, the new, as you can see on the right, Gordy Gregg, appointed editor of the Independent. Yep, that's her and Gordy Gregg. Gordy Gregg is one of her besties. And as you see all of those titles, all those newspaper titles, Gordy Gregg, appointed editor-in-chief of the Independent. Yes, from the Financial Times, the Telegraph, the Evening Standard, the BBC, Independent itself, celebrating that Gordy Gregg. And when you realize who Gordy Gregg is, or Geordie Gregg, however he says it, Gordy or Geordie, however he says it, he was a former editor of, yes, Camilla's other besties at the Daily Mail. Yep, that's where Geordie Gregg comes from. That's where he comes from. The Daily Mail. Yes, and that's Camilla's bestie. And then not only that, if you look at the bottom left, this article from Newsweek, I just pulled that article from Newsweek, but it was all over. The Sunday Times reported that Tobin Andrade, Tobin Andrade is the, as you can see, Charles and Camilla hire executive from where? The Daily Mail. Harry and the group that Harry and Meghan sued. Yeah, that's who they, if you didn't know before, Camilla and Charles is new now. I mean, he's been there since, the Queen died or whatever. Or I think maybe even before that. Because this was in July. So he was hired before Queen Betty passed on. Camilla and Charles hired Tobin Andrade. He was an assistant editor at, the Daily Mail. And so Newsweek is reporting, they're reporting something from the Sunday Times. They reported that Andrade was recommended to Camilla by former Daily Mail and Mail Online and Mail on Sunday editor Geordie Gregg, who is the broadsheet described as her friend. That's right, her friend Geordie. So recommended Tobin Andrade, who was an assistant editor at the Daily Mail. It's like a whole ancestral circle, And so, yes. So when today on International Women's Day in the year of our Lord 2023, Camilla is crowned Independent's most influential in a year that's only 2 months and 8 days old, you know why. I mean, you just can't make this nonsense up. You just can't make it up. It just... It's very, I'm like, okay. Yes. I mean, if she is crowned now most influential, I shudder to think what she would be on December 31st, 2023. I mean, she would be queen of the universe. I mean, by then, by this estimation, she'd be queen of the whole planet Earth by then, right? So unbelievable. I mean, talk about press palace, very, very, very invisible. Very visible, I should say, very visible contract. I mean, it's so nonsense. It's trying to push Camilla onto you, whether you like it or not. You're going to look at her as the most influential. You're going to love her even if it kills you. I just think it's just so ridiculous. Staying on Charles and Camilla, one of the things that has been going around all of the reporters have been talking about it. Harry and Meghan, when they come for the coronation, they're assuming they're coming to the coronation, they're going to be booed. All of these newspapers in the UK and the US and, US pick up the nonsense. Australia pick up the nonsense about Harry and Meghan when they come. The public, the public doesn't like them. Of course, these are the same outlets that's been grooming the public, basically forcing them, you're going to boo whether you like it or not, because we told you need to boo. You're going to dislike the Sussexes because we told you that. So they're all set for Harry and Meghan being booed when they come. And then again, this happens because we know, we talked about it a couple of days ago, that the Republic group and their whole group, you can see them at the bottom in that picture, not my king. That's some of them that were there yesterday with Charles and Camilla. And what happened? Charles and Camilla are being booed. They're screaming at them, "You're not my king," and all of that stuff. And Charles and Camilla are doing what they always do. Why, the British people pay them £100 million to do, unveil plaques, which is, you pay them $1 million, $100 million. This is what they do. They unveil a plaque for you. There you go. There you go. You got your money's worth. You got your $100 million worth as they unveil another plaque in the UK, and while the Republican, their protesters are out there screaming at them. And so it's very funny. I saw, and I'm going to put a link in our show notes with this, there is a show in the UK, I think it's called the Jeremy Vine Show, where there are reporters on there literally upset that people are booing the Charles and Camilla, that how disrespectful it is. Mind you, these are the same people that are grooming the British people to boo the Sussexes, but found it very disrespectful, extremely disrespectful, that they should boo Charles and Camilla. And I was like, yeah, y'all need to be careful the graves you are trying to dig for others, or the pit, whatever, because y'all could be the one falling into it. As the Republic World says, protesters at Colchester heckled King Charles and Queen Consort. The UK's King Charles and Queen Consort have been disregarded and booed by the people who shouted, "Not my king," when the pair visited Colchester. The UK King Charles, going down, that's been reported by Sky News, that they were greeted with shouts of "Not my king." This happened when the British King and Queen Consort were getting out of a car after arriving at the newly minted Essex City, as protesters waved banners. One of the protesters yelled in a microphone, "Answer your critics, Charles." That would be Graham Smith from the Republic Group. Protesters have also shouted, "Why are you wasting our money?" That's also Graham. And "Don't you believe in democracy, Charles?" Even after being booed by the public, the king waved to the gathered public before going inside the premises of Colchester Graham. He ignored and did not even acknowledge the protesters who were standing in the far side of the road behind police officers. Yeah, so it's so funny when you see the video of the Jeremy Vine show. One of the people on the show was saying, "Oh, they didn't seem bothered by it." But I think it was Jeremy Vine was like, "Yeah, actually, no. I think Camilla looked like she was upset by it. She was a bit dejected because people, there were people like saying 'God save the Queen,' but it was very loud. Those protesters, they may have been a little bit, but they were very loud. And then they also had a microphone or those little mic things that they were screaming into. So it was just very interesting and very, I guess, karma. Because again, these same reporters have been grooming their people to boo the Sussexes. And we saw last year, and which is I wouldn't repost this. I saw it come back on Twitter of people throwing eggs a couple of times, throwing eggs at Charles. And again, I don't condone that behavior because someone can get really, really hurt, and that could inspire others to throw stuff that are even more dangerous than eggs. So I never, ever, ever, especially, no matter what I feel about somebody, especially in that vulnerable place, because when there's a big audience and you're, not part of that, you're in a vulnerable place. And so I don't condone that behavior. Scream whatever you want at them, but don't be throwing things. That's dangerous because you can really injure someone and probably delete someone from doing stuff like that. So, but again, they were booed. This is what the people, and again, it's a good thing to see. Is like, no matter how much the British press try to claim that the people hate Harry and Meghan, the people are directing their anger at who they need to direct it at, so there you go. Harry and Meghan ain't your problems. So amazing. We'll come back to Ngozi in a minute. Let's see what you guys are saying before I go on, and we'll come back to Ngozi because that's a whole other issue in of itself. So, Shirley says, he says, Jeremy Vine is the epitome of bona fide hypocrite. He recently got a guy in prison for harassing his family, blamed the giant profiting media podcast industry. Yeah, this is exactly true. He was literally talking about how devastating it was to him and the fear and all of that stuff. Meanwhile, he uses his show to do exactly that to Meghan. The same exact thing that this guy is in jail or prison for is exactly what Jeremy Vine uses the show to do on a daily. And that's the thing. They don't see Meghan, especially as a human being. He doesn't want it for himself, but he feels perfectly fine doing it to Meghan, especially Meghan and Harry, especially Meghan. Beverly Isidore says, they sent Prince Harry and Meghan an invitation, but in their mind, they wish they will not come. Yeah, I totally believe this. Prince Harry and Meghan must surprise them and not show up last minute. And just show up last minute and after the ceremony leave. Okay, so Beverly's she has a different thought about it. Yeah, I do agree with you, especially in the first part where if they didn't, they don't want to be looked at as petty. But I'm telling you, King Charles does not want them there. He does not want them there. That's part of why he took that, sending them long, strong messages. I'm taking your house. I'm not showing up for your kids. I'm not showing up for, your daughter. Nothing. I don't want to have I don't want this. I don't want you here. And for me, I don't know how much stronger a message he could send. It's like, I don't want you because why? It takes, as if you've read Spare and you've read about the Prince Charles part or King Charles's part, all he wants is the attention. He wants all the attention on him. And if Harry and Meghan are there, he will not get it. And this is his big day. He has been alive 70-something years and has been, waiting for this day for 70-something years, however long. I don't care to find out. But he wants all the attention that day. And the problem for him is, if Harry and Meghan don't go, that's what the narrative will be. It is not going to be about you, dude. It's never about you. He's going to learn a really hard lesson that he's not relevant. And that is a hard lesson. And, on one hand, I feel kind of bad for a person who's waited for something their whole life. And then all of a sudden they're getting it. And, it's like you reach the top of the ladder and only you find out the ladder is like sort of leaning on the wrong, the wrong tree or the wrong house or the wrong wall, wherever you put it. Or you get up there and you realize it's not all it's cracked up to be, and you're not getting the attention you thought you would get when you get to the top of the ladder. And that's the situation where he was in. He's in right now. He's just not relevant. And so if Harry and Meghan don't go, that's going to be the narrative, that they don't go. And if they go, the tension will be on them. So Charles, oh, dude, I don't know what you're going to do other than walking in there stark naked. That would be the only way you're going to get the attention that day. Because anything else, nobody cares. Nobody would be focused on you. You're going to have to do something drastic to get people to care. And, again, walking in your underwear or something, that would be it. Because the attention is going to be on Harry and Meghan no matter what they do. So there you go. Clara says, whether or not they show the attention will still be on them, trying to find out whatever they are. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, Charles, sometimes you just gotta have to, you gotta have to accept the hand that fate has dealt you. You're just not that interesting, even with the king title. And especially when you're when you're vindictive. Nobody's here for that. Let's see. Bassani says, Chuck forcing Harry to choose between him and Archie, which is, hello. That's the reason you put it on Archie's birthday. That's exactly it. And it's like, I hope Harry just take it. It's like, thank you, but I got, yeah, no. I'm staying with my son. Let's see. Scrolling up. Jody says, yeah, I think you're it today. I'm just like always dropping on you. Absolutely. He will seat them in an obscure location, not to overshadow his big event. Either way, the Daily Fail hinted that, as usual, they're propaganda mouthpiece to sound the alarm. Of course. Of course. I mean, in the coronation, apparently the big thing was not the coronation, the Queen's funeral. Apparently the big thing was hiding Meghan behind a candle. It's like, okay, if that makes you happy. Unbelievable. Kanitha, hi Kanitha. Kanitha says, as we know, it will be Archie's birthday. Harry and Meghan will be safer in Montecito. I couldn't agree with you more. I could not agree with you more, Kanitha. Gwendolyn says, and why he chose Archie's birthday, he knows he really wants Harry. He knows he really wants Harry to be there. Okay, I saw it differently, but that's fine. Gwendolyn said he chose Harry's birthday because he wants Harry to be there. Okay, that's another way of looking at it. So I could see that. Let's see. Betty says adorable. Adorable. Okay, they are now saying that it's the first time she is referred to as Princess Lilibet. And I say it's about time. There you go. I mean, she's always been a princess. Harry and Meghan just had not acknowledged it. Acknowledged the title for them. Sheila says, I think Harry and Meghan are moved by compassion and kindness. Tyler showed them as strangers, and seeing his true character allows them to feel comfortable trusting Lily to his God-fearing guidance. I'm telling you, yep. Tyler is amazing, and I am so happy that he is her godfather. Sean says, is it true that the palace updated the website, their titles? Not as, if they did it, it would have been in the last few minutes, because before I came on, I checked their website, and it is exactly what I put on. It is still Miss Lilibet and Master Archie. So no, they have not updated the website. Not, at least not when I looked there just before I came on. And that's what let's see, I can pull it back up. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. Yep, this is what it is. And I was gonna move this out. There you can see, yep, right now it's still Master Archie and Miss Lilibet. So right before I came in, I checked their website, and this is what it still is. So if they did, it would have been a few minutes ago, which again, it takes 2 seconds to go online and update that. All they have to do is move the master and put princess, and move the, prince, and move the miss and put princess. That's all they need to do. 2 seconds it takes to do that. But their thing is, it will be done in due time. And they'll take their time, of course. Let's see. So again, yeah. Very, very interesting. Trish Shelley's like, can Tyler be my fairy godfather? I'm telling you, you and me both, Tyler. You and me both, Trish Shelley. I'd be like, yeah. I mean, forget about God. I'd be like, can you adopt me? Sorry, Mom. If Mom is listening, sorry. I'd be like, I could have a second one. I could have a second dad. And Mom is like, what? What are you talking about? Sorry. Sorry, Dad. Beverly says, I still feel Harry must go because it's the only time a coronation for his father, and his son has many more birthdays ahead of him. Prince Harry can do the same thing they did for baby Lily. And I think, this is... It's so funny that we always think that way, right? Like the older person, this is their last time, and that the young, well, we don't know a person's length of time. We don't know when Charles is gonna die. We don't know when Harry's we don't know when baby. It's like, it's morbid to think about that. But but I totally get that. I totally get your sentiment, though. I totally get your reasoning behind this. And this is where Harry has to sit down. It's like, okay, well, can I, 20 years down the road, looking back, would I be okay with, again, this is King Charles, his father's biggest day of his life, his whole life, since he was, I don't know how old he was when he became Prince of Wales. He has been the heir, and he has waited for this for his entire life. So, So this is the biggest moment of his life. And so as a son, even, with what he has done to Harry, is something you have to weigh 10, 20 years down the road. If I were to look back, would I still be okay that I didn't show, even with all the things that he did to me, would I still be okay with myself that I didn't show up for him on his big day? And again, putting all into perspective what Charles has done to Harry, would I be? And I think that is the decisions that Harry and only that him can make that decision. It's a tough decision because, again, look at what Charles has done to him. Look at the pettiness, look at all of those things. Will, down the road, would he be okay? And would he still feel the same and be okay with that? So, again, that each individual person have to make that decision for themselves. It's a tough decision to be in because, again, in spite of everything, that is his father, and that is, you only got one father. But again, the father is the one that's been putting your life in danger and throwing you under the bus. It's like, is that the person you want to show up for? So yeah, it's tough. And again, it's the same thing that I felt when they went to the coronation. I wouldn't want to be in their position because it is tough. It is, family links is just, and this is just elevated to the nines, so it's just, yeah, it's very it's tough. Trish Nelly said, Petal, I'm shocked, clutching my pearls and adoption papers right now. My poor mother is like, you are doing what? I can't believe you just said you want Tyler to adopt you. And again, sorry, Mom. It just slipped out. I was thinking about the private jet. I was just me. So there you go. Diane says, Chaz is learning neither love nor respect are transferable, no matter what the UK media wants the world to believe. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I'm telling you, I don't know how Harry and Meghan just literally ended up with the two worst fathers. I just don't know. Like, I don't understand. And you talk about Tyler, including Tyler in all of this as well. All three of them end up with the worst fathers in the world and the most amazing mothers. And it's just like, you put these three together. I mean, imagine the stories they could tell each other. I mean, we just read his book and we saw what was happening to Tyler as well. And it's just like, oh my gosh, how is that possible? So anyways, moving on, we can always come back to this mess. But this happened today. Oh, wait, wrong one. Let's get back to what I need to talk about. Here we go. Ngozi Fulani. And this story has been, I feel like, from last December, or was it late November, this happened with, as we know, Ngozi was actually invited to the Buckingham Palace to be there, as organizations from that focus on women who have experienced especially domestic violence, or violence in all forms. And so all of these organizations, Camilla invited them to the palace to have, an engagement, to have them come together, I guess, whatever it is they were doing there, whether it's to network, whether it's to honor them and all of that stuff that was supposed to happen. And Ngozi went, and then Camilla's assistant, Lady Susan Hussey, proceeded to grill Ngozi about where she's from, and then wouldn't accept that Ngozi is British. And just kept drilling her in the sense of, no. Where are you actually from? Where are your people from? And it's just like, look, dude, And so, of course, we remember Ngozi posting it online and just talking about how she was attacked, which is what? It was violence against her. It was racism. It was all of those things. And so she posted it and the whole mess blew up. And then the press started attacking Ngozi. And, the palace is like, it was sort of, they never called it racism or anything like that. And, said that Ngozi and her were going to meet. We talked about this ad nauseum about Ngozi, that she should not have gone. I'm like, one of the things I was very clear on is like, if they want to apologize, they needed to have gone to her. They needed to have gone to Sister Space and meet her there and apologize. But they invited her to come to the palace at, what was it, around December 15th, just the time when they needed a distraction, because the second part of Harry and Meghan docuseries was coming out. They needed a distraction. I think it was December 15th, the same day that came out. They needed that distraction, so they invited Ngozi to come to the palace to sit down here and grin with Susan Hussey, so that they can have this vote. We called this out the same on the day, and we talked about this. She should never have gone. But she did. And the palace got their photo op. They posted over that that there was an apology, that Susan Hussey didn't mean to, and that both sides accepted that, it was something she didn't mean to offend, and all of that stuff, whatever. But what happened after that is what we talked about at length also, is that the Charity Commission went after Sister Space and did this investigation, which we talked about how disgusting it was that they were doing that to Ngozi and Sister Space. It was intimidation. It was clear intimidation. And I was so happy that other organizations and news, Black, influential Black people in the UK were calling out the Charity Commission for investigating Ngozi's charity. Again, this is a small charity focused on helping Black and brown women, underprivileged women that are not served by other organizations. That's what they're doing. This tiny little organization, the Charity Commission, decides to go after them to do an investigation to make sure that they're up in the books, because of some anonymous person on Twitter making up all these lies about Ngozi's charity, which Sister Space. They did this investigation and found nothing, as we know that they wouldn't, And again, this is the same Charity Commission we've talked over and over that refused to investigate King Charles when he took that money, all those euros in cash in a shopping bag and a suitcase. The same Charity Commission that refused to investigate Charles's charity when they took money from Bin Laden's family. This is the same organization. And again, the charity chief, he is married to this woman who was the bridesmaid at Prince Charles and Princess Diana's wedding. She's the granddaughter of Winston Churchill. And so this is the people. And so we called it out at the time that they were targeting her and intimidating her because she spoke out about racism. And so this whole thing was happening. And so when the palace put out this thing that, she faced a lot of abuse and all of that stuff. One of the things we've been saying the whole time is, in all of this time, Camilla has never addressed this. This was her event. She never addressed this. She never called off her dogs at the Daily Mail, especially Rebecca English and Richard Eden, who even I think was last week or 2 weeks ago, were writing articles still attacking her and calling their trolls to attack Ngozi, And so I wasn't surprised when I saw her today. She popped up on GMB to talk about the same thing, calling out the same racism. And some of the things she said is that they did not really apologize to her. And so Nadine White wrote an article about it. She says, in case you missed it, Ngozi stepped down as CEO of Sister Space over abuse after the palace row. So again, we talked a lot about the abuse that she faced from the press, and also there are trolls on Twitter, especially in different social medias, but especially I'm on Twitter. So it was incredibly abusive, where they had to literally close Sister Space for a while because of the abuse, and they're recently opened. So she has decided to temporarily step down. And part of the article says, Sister Space was forced to temporarily cease many of its operations in December after Fulani spoke out about the treatment by Lady Hussey, who later resigned as a royal aide. And this is some of what she says on GMB today. She says, I am now temporarily stepped down as CEO of Sister Space, Ms. Fulani announced on Wednesday. Sister Space charity has suffered as a direct result because of this incident. Violence has been directed to me. The palace hasn't intervened. I think they could have. The service users and the community can't access us properly. This whole thing has cost us a fortune because we had to pay our own PR to stop the press from coming up. It was horrible. And she goes on to say a royal source, the palace actually, GMB, I think, contacted the palace, and the palace was saying, well, we had made these promises when they got together, and we have met those things, whether it's more training, diversity training, and all of those things. And so they are saying that, no, we met all of those. Including, we apologize. But Ngozi is saying a royal source says those pledges have all been honored by the palace, but Sister Space disputes this. Moreover, Ms. Fulani insists that she has yet to receive an apology directly from the palace and suggested the royal remorse over the incident was merely a reference to that statement. And so apparently, even while going to the palace, she never got an apology. So this was seem as again, I'm not surprised. I am not surprised by any of this. It's exactly what I thought was going to happen. It's exactly why we were saying, don't go. Do not step foot in that place. This place where they abused you and refused to call off their dogs. To this day, she is still getting abused. Camilla has yet, again, we talked earlier about Camilla's relationship with the Daily Mail. They are the ones that are doing the most harassing, especially reporters like Richard Eden. Always the snide nastiness towards Ngozi. And she has not called it off. So I'm not surprised at any of this. And I'm not surprised that she went there and she did not get an apology, because this wasn't about her. It never was. There's a reason why I'm saying don't go. Let them come to you and apologize. Because all this was a photo op, which we talked about before. The palace got their photo op. They got a little distraction from the Harry and Meghan docuseries. And then they claimed that, oh, well, all is well now. And Ngozi's like, no, what you still did was racism. What you still did was harassing. You never called off your dogs. And I'm glad she's saying they didn't step in. They could have intervened. Camilla could have and she should have intervened, and she never did. She has not said a word to this day, and still organizations in the UK are allowing her to be part and come and do, whether it's doing engagements there or being a part of their organization. They're still allowing her to do it, even while this has happened. Nobody has called out Camilla for this at all. So I'm not surprised. So it's sad that, Ngozi is stepping down, but she said temporarily. So hopefully she will come back and be able to do, be a part of the work that she started there, But this is all, yes. And again, when the royal family invite you as a Black person, don't go. Do not go. So, yeah, again, I'm not surprised. None of this is surprising to me at all, in any sense of the word. Thank you so much, Audrey Chestner. I appreciate your super sticker. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your support. Let's see. I am going to stay in the chat for a second before we go on. Let's see. Unbelievable. Joanne says, Harry will never get that apology. Yeah. I have never seen white supremacists apologize in my life. It's not something we'll ever see. Ever. We talk about this all the time. They will never apologize. They will gaslight you. They will, I'm telling you, by the end of it, it would be like you killed their dog. Because they will never apologize or take responsibility for anything. It's not who they are. And so am I surprised that even with all the things that they're saying, oh, we apologize. But you never apologize to her. You're saying you apologize, but you never apologize to her. And this is the thing that I was like, was saying, do not go. Let them come to you. There's a reason why they invited you to the very place where you were abused. Because it ain't about you. So, anyways. Sheila says, I think for history's sake, we go back to Harry. Harry should not go to the coronation, but sit with his children around the TV watching to explain about their father as he is crowned the last king. There's an option. There's definitely an option. I don't doubt that Harry, some way or another would watch it, but yeah, should go. I don't think so. Let's see. Karen Warner. Hi, Karen. Oh, Karen, you didn't send nothing to me. You were gonna send something to me, remember? Don't forget, send it. Karen Warner says Prince Harry has always demonstrated the exceptionally. I'm sorry, Prince Harry has always demonstrated the exceptional bigger person throughout his life. When all has been thrown at him, and that is why he's the man he is today, that we love, that we so love. They should go if secure. I'm assuming you mean if security is in place. I'm assuming that's where you what you mean to say. Okay, so that's Karen's view. She's like, they should go. Yeah, if they have security, they should go. Okay. We all have different views on this, so I appreciate that. Let's see. Bisani Golf says, I don't know why she went to the palace. Homewrecker is going to come face to face with the evil she has done. I'm telling you, we always knew that one was a mistake. And again, I don't know. And Ngozi, I'm sure, probably went there hoping, praying that maybe, but I'm glad she's speaking out. I'm glad she's speaking out because, again, the attacks against her hasn't stopped. And again, Camilla, her friends, especially at the Daily Mail, she has yet to step in. How long has it been? How many months has it been? She has not said a word about this. And this is absolutely unacceptable. Let's see. Lola says, those who think Harry and Meghan should attend are not considering the problem with security. There have been real death threats made to Harry and Meghan's and family. It's not about you seeing them. It's about their safety. That great point. Great point. Again, Charles has just, withdrawn their security. I'm sorry, taken back the home that they have. So it's like, even if they go, it's like, I mean, they'll still be, if they're still able to stay at Frogmore, but why would you want to? Why would you want to? And it's such a not only uncomfortable, but it's just a gross position to put your son in, and then leak that stuff. I mean, again, this happened since January. And then to leak it, to cover up, once again, Charles using Harry and Meghan to hide behind. They throw them under a bus to hide behind because, everyone was going after him for meddling in the Brexit mess. So they exposed this to humiliate your son, put them in this position and have your press attack, and it's just, I'm trying to figure out, any good reason for Harry and Meghan to go there. And I can't find it right now, and but yeah, safety, their security, it's like, if you think of in terms of security, if your own father is throwing and putting your security at risk, well, what's to stop someone from, going after them? Because obviously the palace doesn't care if they're, about their security, because if they did, why would you do that? Why would you evict them from a place, the only place that there's really security? Why would you do that? So, let's see. Trish says Harry's still waiting for his apology. There's that too. Harry did say in his interview that, they need to sit down and have meaningful conversation. There needs to be accountability, and there needs to be apology to Meghan. And from the looks of things, none of that has happened. That's obvious. None of that has happened. So we shall see. We shall see. Let's see. Mr. Blue says they would consider it an insult to them and beneath them to apologize to a person of color. Say that again. Yeah, and white supremacists they don't apologize. I mean, we have a whole. I mean, you look at say even in the U.S. Look at the whole January 6th mess. Not one of them. I mean, it is on television. It is right there in your face, on film, documented. They will never apologize. They will gaslight you till death. And by the end of it, you'll end up in jail before they'll apologize to you for the evil that they have done to you. You know? And so, yeah, uh-huh. And that for me is why, those boundaries are so important. You have to put them up, because it's like they'll just they'll just keep, doing what they're doing to you. And so we'll see. Well, I mean, yeah, again, whatever the decision is, I respect it. So, but my choice would be no. Um G Vega. Hello, G Vega. I don't think I've seen you on here before. G Vega says, Charles and them. What country are you from there, G Vega? I recognize this phrase. Yeah, I recognize this way. Charles and them did not come because they are scared of Charles and them did not come because they are scared on how they will be portrayed by the UK media. Also, the people at the attendance are considered commoners and below their status. Pitiful. Yes, yes, yes. Because if they were seen in the US, because you're saying that the media would consider it beneath them to come to the US to be with his grandchildren, beneath them to apologize, beneath them, because they always have to show that they are stronger and more powerful and all of that stuff, not realizing by not doing it, if that really makes you weak and ineffective and a lousy leader, never mind a horrendous father. So it's funny how they just really think so backwards in a lot of ways. Let's see. Miriam says, I thought Camilla's son is a good critic. Isn't it her nephew who works for the pollsters? Yeah, her son is a food critic, actually. Food critic, one of the outlets that he worked for is the Mail on Sunday. Yes, that same Daily Mail family. So, yes, Camilla's son, Tom Parker Bowles, worked there. And yes, her nephew works for, I think, YouGov. I think he's with YouGov Bowles. So when you see those ridiculous polls in the UK, then yeah, those. And Victoria says, and Lady H, Susan Hussey, is working for and with Afro Annie now, allegedly. Yes, apparently she went in place of Princess Anne to a funeral. I think it was a week ago or a couple weeks ago or something like that. So yes, she is back in the she has never really left the royal fold. They put that out to sort of pacify the public, that she has stepped back and all of that. But that's why they had all their friends in the Daily Mail coddling her and attacking Susan, attacking Ngozi, and painting her as the abuser, and coddling the racist Susan Hussey as the victim in all this. And so it is, yes. Yeah. Anyways. So it's very, very interesting. We'll see what happened. We'll see, if what Ngozi, I don't know, I don't know if she's gonna make any other statements, other than what she said on the show. I have no idea. But again, she says that they never apologized to her. They never. So I don't know what they were doing when she was at the palace. Like, what did they say? Did And again, if you notice, when even the statement from the palace is they never identified it as racism at all. It was unfortunate comments as opposed to what it is, racist behavior. And that's how they don't take responsibility. And that is why, I remember when it all happened, and when, even when Spare came out and Harry was talking about this in an interview, that's why I had to strongly disagree with Prince Harry on this same issue of this, because it's now become, it's unconscious bias, and he was talking about, oh no, but Harry and Meghan and I love Susan Hussey and all that stuff. I was like, that's great that you love her, and that's fine, but this is still racist. And racist people could be the sweet, nice lady next door, or the sweet, nice person that you love, doesn't mean that she's not racist. It's not unconscious, but this is pure racism. This woman is, 80-something years. She's lived on this earth long enough to where she could have learned this. She's lived through the civil rights period. She's lived through, Black Lives Matter. She's lived through all of this where she could have educated herself. And she chose not to, as with many in the royal family. So for me, this whole, that's why for me, it was so important to stress, like, no, this is racism. Unconscious bias in there is, again, with her, it's like, whether you meant it or not, it's still racism, so, but I'm glad Ngozi is not letting that go, and she didn't buy into the whole unconscious bias nonsense, because again, unconscious bias only protects the abuser. It only protects them from taking responsibility from what they've done and to make them feel better. Oh, it was unconscious. I didn't mean it. No. The person who you did it to felt the brunt of the racism. So there you go. So I'm glad she hasn't let it go. Let's see. Diane says, I have no energy for people who allow themselves to be used for photo op because full transactions are completed. We didn't get this far being dumb. Think. Here. Here. Mariette says, pedal, I can't either pedal. The Sussex shouldn't go because the Royals hasn't been welcoming to them. Then when they're just remember the Queen funeral, how they were treated. Yeah, I mean, we remember, right? We were all saying we never saw Meghan look. I mean, she just looked completely destroyed and terrified. And I mean, by the end of it, that look on their faces was just like, oh my gosh, get out of that miserable place. I can't imagine being there. So, I mean, again, it's their choice. Minnie Dufresne says, Minnie, can you phonetically do a phonetics on your name so I know how to say your last name? Because I'm like, I don't know that I think I just butchered it. So she's saying, C3 think that the booze and the banner inscription, not my king, it's because of Harry. No, King Charles, look in the mirror. Of course they're going to try to blame it on Harry. But people aren't here. People would, people behavior like this. That was, again, the egg throwing and all of that stuff was last year, way before Spare came out. So, yeah, this has nothing to do with Harry. People are not here for King Charles. It's just what it is. Hang on one second. Let's get a sip of water. Shody says Meghan apologized to Kate for saying she had baby brain after getting offended and telling her, you don't know me like that. And Willie think Meg used harsh words and didn't do they didn't do that in Britain. Yeah, exactly. And that's to show how different it is these people are, because you're right, Meghan did apologize, even though the baby brain comment was trying to protect Kate somehow, which I have to feel like she didn't even know what baby brain meant. I'm having to believe that she probably had to go research what baby brain meant when Meghan said it. Because, I don't think Kate is as up as the British press are trying to make her in, early childhood and all of that stuff. And I just don't think she knew what it meant. And Meghan was trying to make an excuse for her forgetfulness or stuff. And when she said she was offended, Meghan apologized. But none of them would apologize to Meghan, and yeah, she came over. Harry said she came and apologized with flowers with the whole bridesmaid stuff. But that, I think, was the only time, she did. And then promptly allowed her people to spin it, whereas Meghan made her cry. And so much for that apology. So let's see. A couple more before we end. Tashmat says, why as supporters who care about the safety and happiness of Harry and Meghan would we want them to return to the racist bullies who couldn't behave even at a funeral? We should want more for them. Good point. That's a very, very good point. I mean, I still can't get over how awful these people were to Harry and Meghan at that funeral. I'm like, I have never ever seen that before. I'm like, what are you people? What are you people? Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. G Vega says, TMZ has reported that in light of Harry and Meghan using their daughter's birthright title, the palace will update their website with those titles for Lilibet and Archie. King Charles is a clown. Well, yes to all of it. Yeah, that's what they said. They said in due time, which, in palace speak, come back in a year. maybe by then, it'll creak to the part where they could take another month to remove 1 month at a time, remove a letter. Unbelievable. But thank you, G Vega. Unbelievable. Dolores says Harry's not afraid of them. It's the opposite. They know what they have done, and now the world knows it. Yeah, and they're trying to get the upper hand. That's what they're trying to do. Tiger Cub says, Tashmak, exactly, whatever Tashmak says. It hurts to think that of Harry and Meghan going back to that island just to be abused. I don't want them to. I want them to be safe and happy in Montecito. Here. I'm right there with that one. Let's see. Nini, hello, Nini, welcome. Wait, have I seen you here before, Nini? And I just forgot. I could have, but if not, if it's your first time, welcome. Nini says, I believe the firm acknowledging the titles is part of the coronation negotiations. Could be, and I hope part of that negotiation is you better pay me my money. You better pay back that 2.4 million that I put on this palace and all, and I'm also taking all my fixtures that I'm petty like that. And I'm taking all my fixtures that I put into this house, including the floor. If I put it there, everything goes. You got to pay me my money. I hope that's part of the negotiations. Hey, Therese 1001, how are you? Therese says, we shouldn't be surprised about how the royal family treated Harry and Meghan at the funeral. It's the same way they treated Harry and Meghan at the Commonwealth service. Yes. When Meghan was radiant in green. Yes. Definitely very, very rude. Oh, goodness, Lord. Let's see. Hey, Sylvia. Sylvia says, hello, Sussex Squad supporters. Hope all is well. I'm listening to Better Up Uplift. Alex, the CEO, is speaking on the panel. He is truly brilliant and knows his stuff. Oh, my goodness. Yes, I saw some of his speech yesterday. I hope you guys have had a chance to see some of them. It was amazing. This guy is incredible. He just talk about know his stuff. Sylvia, you are so right. So hope you guys have been able to see some of them. I saw some of them. It's so funny, like just when his started, then I got on the phone with one of my family members, and then it went much longer because we were catching up, and it was just like, oh my gosh. But then I got to catch some of his speech at the end. He is truly a brilliant man. And I'm telling you, Harry, being around that environment, I could see why he's grown so much and learned so much. Because again, you basically are, a product of your environment, and you're around that environment, you can't help but grow. So it is incredible. Thank you, Sylvia. And again, Harry is going to be doing a sit down with Alexi at 5, I think, 5 o'clock Eastern time, I think it is. So, which would be what, 3 p.m. California. And so so definitely, check it out later. If you don't, again, and I put this in our community page, if you can't find the email, if you sign up and can't find the email to sign on, look in your junk folder, because that's where I found mine. I was like, where's this email? And I was like, oh, check your junk folder. So check your junk folder, which is, either your social media or promotions folder. If you're in Google, it will be in one of those. So if you had already signed up, so there you go. And then they'll ask you for your name and email, last name and email, and then you'll be able to sign on. So have fun, enjoy it, and we can chat more about it tomorrow. That would be awesome. But again, Harry is going to be chatting with Alexi today. So looking forward to that. So yeah, but it's I mean, what I heard yesterday, I mean, there was oh gosh, and I forgot her name. She's a Black lady. It was just the most amazing how vulnerable she was and how just open and honest she was about, people correcting her in the moment. And it was just like, wow, I've never heard like a leader be that open with how they process things and how they accept, like whether it's feedback or correction and stuff like that. And I was like, I love that. I love that environment. So it was really, really, really great. And I hope they have the videos so you can always go back, and if you missed it, be able to go back and listen to it, because it's very, very enlightening. And then they were doing some kind of rap stuff at the end, and I was like, well, I don't know. I was just like, okay, interesting. But to each his own. So there you go. Let's see. Dash raises. Dash, you are like petty as I am. She's like, Petal, we're thinking the same. I was about to rip up the floors as well. I am so sorry. I like our squaddies are as petty as I am. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be like, really grooming anyone to be petty, but sometimes it just is. Mary says 1 month at a time to remove. Look, you know how the royal family work. It's just this machine that they have to, bring back from the 1800s that you have to like crank up, and it takes a year, maybe a month or a year to remove one letter on social, on their website. It seems, because again, it's something you could do in 2 seconds. So there you go. All you got to do is remove Miss and put Princess, and remove Master and put Prince. That's all you need to do. But a month a letter. So there you go. Karen Werner says, I'm looking at Uplift right now. Alexi is on, missed it yesterday. So if you haven't, definitely log off. We're going to be done here in a second, so you can go on and listen to Alexi is amazing. So I tell you, shoot, the man knows his stuff. It's amazing. And the things that they're doing at Better Up is unreal. So really, really great. So anyways, a couple more before we actually, do I have anything else? Let me see if I have anything else to chat about. Just one more thing. Invictus Games celebrating International Women's Day. We want to share this beautiful moment in support of Amasa. We want to share this beautiful moment of support amongst competitors from the Invictus Orlando 2026. And it was basically the video. It was basically a video of competitors, women running, and then really at the end, really embracing this girl. She fell down, and the other one and another one came and helped her up, and it was just a sweet moment at the end of a race. And seeing just the spirit wasn't about who won or lost or whatever. It was about celebrating each other, and so it was really wonderful. And so again, today's International Women's Day. I'm just happy to be a woman. And celebrating it. So again, whatever it is you guys are doing, I hope you all have a great time doing it. Oh, one more thing. One of our wonderful squaddies, who shall remain nameless, has an extra copy of spare. So if you, especially if you're in, say, a country where you just can't get it, whatever, definitely send me an email at factsand2cents@gmail.com. So, and I should have put something so you can see it, but factsand2cents@gmail.com. Send me an email and let me know if you are interested in getting that copy of spare. So thank you to a wonderful squatty who is donating the book. Please also, if you're emailing me, please send me a confirmation that it is okay to pass on, because you will have to send me your full address, full name and address. And so send me a confirmation it's okay to pass on your private information, your name and address, to our donor. So let me know in that email that, yes, I confirm that it's okay that you send my email to the donor, because again, the book is not from me, it's from a wonderful, generous donor who is a wonderful squatty. So thank you, generous donor, and whomever it is, first come, first serve, send me an email. factsand2cents@gmail.com. And to all of you who responded, who got the previous ones, some of you got spare, some of you got Higher is Waiting from Tyler Perry, and have said thank you. So thank you to our wonderful donors who donated those books, was it a month in January, to those squatties. They are very grateful. I think they all got their books now, and they're very, very happy. So thank you guys. I'm happy that you guys got your books, and to our wonderful, wonderful donors, thank you for your incredible, incredible heart. Again, if you want the copy of spare, send me an email, first come, first serve. So thank you guys again. A couple more in the chat before I go, and we are going to end there. Let's see, a couple or one more. We're gonna see where we're gonna end. Sylvia says, Pedal, I'm from the business world and I could truly listen to him for hours. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And, I don't know if you guys are doing the coaching stuff in your company, but yeah, it is so important. So thank you. Yes, absolutely. Highly recommend. Let's see. One more. Let's see who's going to be the last person. Sylvia says, actually, Meghan could have been a guest on one of these panels. Meghan is brilliant. TIG became a business started by Meghan. Oh, you are so right. You are so right. And she is the CEO of, president or CEO of Archwell as well. So, but, Harry is, this is Harry's thing. So Meghan is letting Harry shine. And so, yeah, but totally she could be on the panel. I mean, girl had a successful business. So there you go. So, but anyways, so that's it. That's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for the last, oh my gosh, almost 2 hours. Hour and 45 minutes over. Actually more than that. But thank you guys. Thank you to our awesome moderators, Lydia, Trish, Nelly, Karen M, Cookies and Cream. Thank you all so much for your awesome support and making our chat nice and safe. Thank you. I put my banner back there. Thank you guys. For if you are new here, especially, and you have not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Click the notification bell so you can, when we drop a video. Also, in order to be in our live chat, you have to be a subscriber. So, and you would have to subscribe for at least a week to be able to be in our live chat. That is so that we can, we now trolls. So definitely go ahead, because I'd love to see you in the chat. So definitely do that. And please like and share this video. Definitely, we're trying to build a bigger platform. So please go ahead and, share it and join if you're able. Thank you so much to all of our wonderful 2 Cents crew members who support the channel on a monthly basis. I appreciate you guys so much. Again, you guys help us and help me to be able to be on this platform, because it costs to be on the platform. Help me with internet, or help me with the platform that I use to create these, my little receipts that I pull to be able to put them on this. Thank you so much for you. help me to be able to pay for all of this stuff so I can do this podcast and try to do it as best as I can. So I appreciate all of your support, and also to our wonderful Gold Star supporters you see in the chat who supports, whether it's super stickers, super thanks, donation, all of that stuff. It helps in every single way, and I appreciate every single one of you for your support. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. I will see you tomorrow, or at least we'll chat tomorrow. Have a fantastic International Women's Day. Yeah, bye.